tea, pull up a chair. Let's hang out. It's going to be kind of a short show today. A lot of stuff going on. Michelle and I have had a busy days here, but
Yes, we have.
we do have a topic. We're going to talk about, what is a tarot spread? We've done all these shows where we showed you these different spreads, and then we never talked about what is it, because there's people out there that don't know. So lovely day. Nicole is in the chat. Maria's in the chat.
Hi,
Dan,
Maria. Hi, Wet. A lovely
yeah.
day.
And I didn't have time to promote, so I don't know who's going to show up, but maybe some of our regulars, now that we've gone live, it'll alert people, hey, Psychic Cafe is live, and they'll pop in here. But yeah, how have you been? I mean, I know it's been busy. I've been busy, all kinds
Ugh,
of doctor's appointments, tests. I mean, you name it.
just life has just been crazy.
I mean, fortunately, recently anyway, not me, but my parents, but it's yesterday was, oh my God. I'm actually recovering today from yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a lot of fun shows coming up for you. A little later in the show, I will show you some of the upcoming episodes, which is
Yay.
really cool. But we've had so many recent, really cool ones.
We really have. I really enjoyed Pamela's last show. I had so much fun on that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. I
Yes.
love when she's on.
And hold on a second. Let me bring up the list here because, I can't remember everything because we've done so many. Okay. So the one we did yesterday, no, that was it was Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday.
Vision boards are BS. See, I'm so used to there being a Monday show. Well, we, we used to do Monday and Thursdays. We stopped doing Mondays and we moved Thursday to Wednesday. That way because there's so much to do nowadays that we need to take Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday off, so we have shows on the weekend and we've got Wednesday. And that's more than enough, I'm finding
Hmm.
out.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
So I'm still getting used to it. A lot of people are getting used to it. Like Charlotte was supposed to be with us and unfortunately made plans. She forgot, I guess. I don't know, or didn't know there was going to be a show. But she'll be back on the next one, which will be I think the 5th. So we just did
Yeah.
vision boards are BS. Do this instead. And if you missed that episode, it was like we didn't do readings or anything on that show. It was on Sunday. It was 1 hour of just Pamela and I talking about manifestation, and and we brought tarot into it, and it was really cool. So
It was fun. It was a good show.
watch that in the archives, and then also in the archives is your show from Saturday, Crown Share
Hmm.
Saturday, where you introduced that new feature. We were doing um basically an interactive where uh I want to call it an audience participation show, and we all got to like pull cards and stuff. I thought it was cool.
Yes, interactive, and
Yep.
everyone got to pull a card with the card of the day. It was so much fun.
And I thought, and that was an interesting thing. If you guys didn't see it, where Michelle pulled the card of the day, told everybody, but every reading that was done after that was the card of the day plus another card, which was
Yeah.
really, really cool. And some people had really excellent readings in the chat, and yours were all great as well, of course, as always.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
Yours were good. I loved that you were pitching in.
I had some zingers there, some pretty good ones.
Hmm.
Um, I wasn't sure because whenever you start any new feature, it takes a few times of that happening, and you only do it once a month. It's going to be on her third show of the month, which is the fourth Saturday. Just remember fourth Saturday and bring your deck. But
Yep.
I was surprised that there was as much participation as there was, to be honest. You
I
know,
kind of wasn't. I was. ecstatic.
I thought it was great, but I was, we've we've started new features and new segments on episodes over the last 15 years on different shows and stuff. And they always took a while to catch on, but this was pretty decent out of the gate. I think the next one will be even more, I think we'll do a lot more promotion, you
Yes.
know, like on shows and posts off show, like a couple of weeks going into it, the week
Oh,
of,
mm-hmm.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, do posts like, hey, join us on Saturday. I think we'll get more participation that way.
I agree.
Yep.
Yes.
And we did how to ask empowering questions. Last Wednesday was really great. You did the power of journaling.
Yes.
We did tarot love spreads a couple days before Valentine's Day. We had Cooch Daniels on talking about her new book, Stars, Cards, and Stones. Oh my God, if that wasn't good.
That was such a great interview.
And your first show back this year was actually February 8th.
Yes.
Gratitude in the Face of Tragedy. That was an awesome show. So you guys should go and check out all these cool shows. And V just came in, wanted to say hi to V and Angela as well in
Hey,
there.
V. Hi, Angela.
So before we do anything else, I'm going to get the card of the day out of the way. And I picked the Magician, one of the most powerful cards in the deck, one of my favorites. There's like two or three cards that I identify. When I first picked up my first tarot deck, Michelle, I went through the whole thing, and a lot of people do this and see what cards speak to them. Three cards jumped out at me: the Magician, the Hermit, and Temperance.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and the Magician, especially the Waite Smith and similar versions, I really like, because that's actually what I looked like when I was young, like in late teens, early 20s. And so I was like, oh my God, this card actually looks like me. Then the Temperance card, I just I developed a whole philosophy around temperance and the Temprian path and the Temprian principle. I'm gonna have to do a show on those. Remind me to do a show on those.
Okay.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
the magician card can encourage you to use your creativity, intuition, and your innate abilities to manifest your desires. It can be a reminder to continue working on developing your skills and talents. It can also be a reminder to assert your will and be bold in your action. The Magician card is all about creating magic in your life through your willpower, courage, and or skill. So what do you think about the Magician, Michelle?
I find the magician to be very much um a show and tell card. He is showing you, he is telling you, and if you do what he says to do, you can manifest. You can do the magic. He's my show and tell card.
Mm,
It's
yeah,
I love him. Yeah.
yeah.
I find him to be he
And
can be playful and
right. Yeah. And sometimes there are negative aspects that can be implied, especially if you read, you know, reversals, but even up and down, you have the whole spectrum of meaning, from the
mm-hmm.
positive side to, the more negative side, the trickster. you know?
Yes, he can play games with you
Yeah.
and really mess
Sleight of
with you.
hand,
Mm-hmm.
sleight of hand. But in this case, when it comes up as the card of the day, it's inferring something positive when it's the card of the day normally. It's letting you know to develop your skills and abilities, to work at manifesting. We just did that whole show we were just talking about on manifesting. Go watch, Pamela and I from last Sunday. Go check that out. So that's the card of the day that I got. spreads. So, what is a tarot spread? What would you say, Michelle? How would you describe a spread to people that have no clue what you're talking about?
I would say a tarot spread is a communicative way,
A communicative?
a communicative, yes, a
What he said.
yes, what he said, a way to communicate with the cards by laying them down in a pattern that is already predestined.
Perfect. That is actually what it is, really. So you can just pull cards out of the tarot deck and you can lay one or two or three down and look at them, right? But when you have placements that have specific ideas attached to them, that helps you in the interpretation. So there's three things you're looking at when you're doing a reading. You're looking at, number one, the most important thing. What's the question? I know readers that pull the cards and they completely get off track from what the actual question is from the client.
Yep.
That's the most important thing. As you're looking at the cards, you need to be, remembering what the question is that the client's asking. And then you're looking obviously at the individual cards, the symbolism on the cards, the meanings and ideas that you have in your subconscious. You're building a language basically. And then the placements, the spread, is further narrowing that down, because each card can mean so many things, but I'm trying to think of something off the, if this placement is outcome, then I'm looking at the, what does the Five of Pentacles say as an outcome, you see, as opposed to if I placed it in the current situation place or the recent past or something like that. Now, you don't need to use spreads. In fact, we've done shows on three-card spreads, which I absolutely love. Go back and watch these shows. You're going to learn so much if you're new. And so I wanted to mention that, and I better do it now because I will forget, senior moment. I think that spreads and particular placements are really good for beginners. It gives you
Yes.
more context. I think that, a master reader can wing it. I often wing it, but there are times that I use my yes card, my yes no spread, the 5-card yes no spread. We talked about that on a show. You can learn that on one of our previous shows. You can learn the 3-card spreads. I also did my Tarot Squared 9-card spread that has a lot. It's very dynamic. There's a lot more you can do with it than just a spread, like the Celtic Cross. It's actually my replacement for the Celtic Cross. It logistically makes, you don't have cards all over the place. It's in a smaller spot, smaller, takes up a smaller footprint, I guess I should say. He's got three-card spreads, 9 cards, basically. Actually, it looks a little something like this. And I didn't have any spreads to show people on camera, Michelle. So I grabbed this off the internet real fast. It was the first one I saw. I said, I'm grabbing that just so we have an idea what we're talking here about. There are placements where you put the cards. Now, interestingly, I did not do this on purpose, Michelle. I grabbed this spread. I said, oh, it's pink and it's got three card spread. I'm just grabbing that. It's actually very akin to my 9-card, Tarot Squared spread.
It is.
Yes. So it's actually doing 3 cards for each of the placement. What does that mean? So you lay your cards down and you flip the 3 on the top that are marked 1, 1, and 1. So 1, you can see right here under, this is a general spread. What I know or where I am at now. And then the middle row, the twos, you flip those, what action I can or need to take. And then the bottom row, the threes, you flip those cards over and read it as message or advice. And what I like about this is it's also showing you what I tell people all the time, that when you find favorite spreads that you want to use, you don't have to do just one card in each place.
Nope.
I often pull two or three cards for each. Let's say there's, I don't know, 4 or 5 placements that mean different things, outcome, whatever, and past, present, future. There you go. So like even with that simple, I might pull 3 cards for the past, 3 cards for the present, 3 cards for the future. And there you go. I mean, that's what a spread is. That one that I just showed is a really good general spread. I'm glad that I found that. And hey, just watch this show. If you're watching an archive, just, rewind. Oh my God, I'm showing my age. It's like, what did they say for digital? I'm thinking, rewind the tape back, God, we are so
Right.
old,
We're thinking of VHS tapes.
Remember the cassettes and you'd put the pencil in and you twist the pencil to rewind it? Oh my God.
Have a
Oh my
pencil in
God.
my hand.
Yes.
So,
So go back a little bit and just
uh,
freeze frame it and take a picture of that screen I just did. Here, I'll pop it up one more time. Just take a picture of it. And then there you go. You got a really great general spread that you can work with.
oops. Yep.
Yep.
And then while he was showing you that, I just made this one up on the fly and it looks really awful. But so the first 3 cards would be your past, present, and future, because everybody always wants to know about past, present, and future. And then you would put 4 cards around it, and the top one would be, how do I move forward? And then you would put 1 or 2 cards in the top square. And then you have, how do I control my feelings? What to let go of? And why am I thinking either negatively or positively, whatever is on your mind, right? And like I said, I just made this up on the fly. And you would put 1 or 2 cards in each of the bigger squares. And right there is just a spread. And it could be called a box or a square spread because it would be considered in a square.
That's just great. That's brilliant. Thanks for that.
Absolutely.
That's really cool. And I love that you did it on the fly just like that, because that leads me right into the next thing I was going to say about spreads, which is you are not beholden to the spreads that are out there. There's actually a book, 1001 Spreads. If you go on the internet, you can find tens of thousands of spreads. And then, of course, there's the ubiquitous, Celtic cross, past, present, future that you find in a lot of books. Guess what? These were made up by people. These were made up by people. There's no hierarchy. There's no like official rule book where these are the spreads you use with tarot or Lenormand cards or any other, however you read oracle cards. Maybe use oracle cards. Doesn't have to be tarot is what I'm getting at.
Right.
And
Beetlein Norman.
And another thing is that your spreads don't have to be something you find in a book or already have mapped out. You can do it on the fly like Michelle just did. In fact, I'm trying to remember. I think it's McElroy. I think he's Canada, maybe Toronto. He did a lot of presentations at Reader Studio in New York back in the day. And his reading method, the way he does it, he has blank newsprint. For those that don't know, there was these things called newspapers back in the day, and they would print them on big pieces of paper. Of course, it was really thin, cheap paper because they had to make hundreds of thousands of these and get them out every single day.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it or not, and they would fold them and then fold them again. And some people would roll them up, stick them under their arm when they went to work, and yeah, they were called newspapers. Well, newspapers were printed on newsprint, this really thin paper I was just talking about. He has blank newsprint. Where the hell you get blank newsprint? I have no clue. But you could use something else. I'm sure there's something cheap you can find around that's, table
Mm-hmm.
supplies. And he spreads that out and gets his pens out and his deck, and he's across from the client, and he just asks them what they want to know.
Yep.
And he'll start talking about, well, with what you're telling me, what's some things you would like to know? Okay, we want to know what's going to happen, outcome. Okay, we want to know what's going on now. Okay, and we want to know. And he would just write down things
Wow.
on the fly. You'd have no clue what it's going to be, because you have no clue, because you don't know
Yeah.
until you talk to the client. Ah,
Oh, I like that.
yes, which actually is something that's a trend in hypnotherapy right now. It used to be that we had these things called scripts, and everybody was always looking for the best script for weight loss, smoking cessation, you name it. And basically, you would do an induction, get your client, under, and their eyes are closed. So then you could pull out the script and just read it, and now you find yourself in a beautiful green glen with flowers and blah, blah, whatever you're going to say, right? The new way of doing it is you don't have any techniques, scripts, anything in your mind going into a session with a hypnosis client. You sit down, you go, why are you here?
Yep.
And okay, I have this is going on. Okay, how would you like it to be different? And then you pull techniques and do hypnosis and decide on the fly. You're doing the same thing where you're taking a blank piece of paper and you're jotting down what they tell you in their words. You're feeding their words back to them. And so the hypnosis actually works a lot better. And so, you ask them, how will you feel? How will you know that you've accomplished this goal? And you're writing all these things down. And then in the session, you're feeding these back to them like a script, but it's not a script. You
Exactly.
made up on the fly. So in spreads, you can come up with your own spreads, and you can write, put them in your journal so you always have them,
Yep.
or you can just do it on the fly, which
Yeah.
I love, because then you don't have to sit there and go, what's your question? Oh, hold on. I think I have a spread for that.
Yeah. I
And
might have a spread
you're
somewhere.
flipping through your journal, yeah. And then, but use spreads, see how they work for you. I guarantee they, if you're new, they're gonna really help you with the readings, because it's gonna focus you. It's not all the possible meanings of the Wheel of Fortune. It's whatever that particular placement, along with what was the question asked. Always go back to that. What was the question?
Yes.
And especially if you're stuck. Here's a little added little tip. You get stuck. Yeah. Of course, first look at the card and say what you see. Literally talk to the client, go, well, there's two people standing there and they're both holding cups and blah, blah, blah. Just read, what's in the background, what feeling does it give you, things like that. But go back to the question. If you get stuck, what was the original question? And how can that card answer that question or a part of it? There you go. There you go. So
And
that's spreads.
yep. And if you want a good spread and you have a brand new deck, look up interviewing your deck. And
Oh, that's a cool one.
the reason I'm mentioning that is because I got a brand new deck in the mail and I
Oh,
need I haven't even gone through it yet.
Ehrenberg Tarot.
Yes.
Looks
So
cool. That
I
looks
have
kind of
to
wide. Is the deck wide?
I have to do that spread with this deck.
Yeah.
It's a little bit wide.
It's pretty normal tarot size. I was just wondering.
It's definitely interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Fool. So this is going
Yep.
to be a fun deck. I just got this and our card of the day. That's what I wanted to look at.
There you go. The magician. And that's a great one. That's a great
Yes.
version. I also want to mention one thing before we leave the topic, and that is lays.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's not about getting laid. We're talking
And
about
it's not about the flowers from Hawaii that go around the neck.
a lay. Yeah. So normally we shuffle the deck and we pull cards off the top, or we fan the deck and have the client pick cards. Another way to do it, most of us do it via Zoom now, is you can sit there and go, okay, tell me where to stop. Tell me where to stop.
Yeah.
Stop. And then you pull it off, put this underneath, read from the top. That is a randomization draw, and you lay it out in a spread. You can also look through the deck face up and pull out cards that have the meaning of something and lay it out in a pattern called a lay. Nobody, almost no readers talk about this, and you'll hardly ever even hear it mentioned in a book, unless they work with magic, or they're a Wiccan witch, magic worker, high magic worker. You can do the opposite of reading what the card says, and instead use the cards to set intention.
I
It's a ritual system, and you can lay the cards out, and in that case, the lay also has placements, but the placements will be in regard to what you're trying to do with that lay. Manifest something, or you know uh, change energy. There's a lot of different ways to use lays, but I thought I'd just mention that real quick. Ooh,
so
the back of those cards look really cool.
oh, this is one of my favorite decks. This is called the Y Spell Wild Reflections.
Mm.
And one of the lays that you're talking about, one of the things that I like to do.
Dan got all excited in the chat. He was like, "I'm getting laid. What?"
Sorry, babe.
Yes,
Um,
we're gonna come over there and put flowers on you, Dan. We're gonna lay you.
okay, here's a good combination. So, poor Dan.
Yep.
Uh,
And the
so
magic
let's
cat
say,
shows up too. Look at that.
I know. So let's say you're really having trouble with either being balanced or being patient, right? So you're going to go through your deck and you're going to find the Temperance card. Okay. And you're going to take the card in front of it and the card behind it. So I got the Temperance card, the Devil,
Uh-huh.
and Death.
Of course you did.
So, what am I seeing here? That is a lay. You lay them all down, and the Temperance card is what you're going through. The one to the left, right,
Mhm.
left, is what is causing what you're going through. And the one to the right is what's going to help you get out of what you're going through. And that's how you can use a lay. And
Awesome.
so with the Devil card, I would say, you are so trapped by something going on internally that you are being held back. You can't choose, you're out of balance, and you need to let go. That's what the Death card is saying. Let go of what is holding you back. Get yourself out of the entanglement you have yourself in so that you can be in balance again. And that's how I would read a lay using those three cards. And just by looking for the
Hmm.
Temperance card, feeling out of balance.
Awesome. So it's getting late already, and we were trying to get out here early. Um, I saw Mary Poppins come in. That was cool.
Oh, nice.
And there was a question early on when we started from Nicole. That's what a lovely day for those in the chat. Um, how does
Oh,
my guides perceive me? Now that's an interesting question.
mm.
And this is what I got. Your guides perceive you as the devil. No, no. What I mean is the guides perceive you as that you've entrapped yourself. You're attached to certain things. And that if you could let go of them, pull another card. Eight of Wands. Eight is abundance in numerology. Things are happening fast. And Wands is that fire energy. It's passion. You're able to follow your passions. If you can just let go of whatever it is you're attached to, that's how the guides are seeing you anyway. I hope that
And
is even partially, what you wanted to hear. I don't know exactly, the way she worded it. How do my guides perceive me? But
see, and I saw that devil card, and
mhm.
I just felt like saying they perceive you as one of them trapped in a human body, and
Mm,
that's why you need their guidance.
yes, absolutely. Let me see here what's going on here. So Nicole had later on asked, how do you know intuitively the cards that pop out are the correct ones? Well, you shuffle the deck, and the way I do it, you don't have to, you can do it any way you want to do it, right? And you can shuffle, 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 and you can fan them out and let people pull the cards. You can, what I do is I do a lot of overhand and rifling, and then I lay the deck down and I knock the energy out of it, and I cut the deck in half, and I put the bottom, what the bottom half of the deck that's still on the table, I put it on top, and I start drawing from the top because I have an agreement with my deck that it will always give me the correct cards that I need in any given moment with any given client right off the top, and that I don't even need to reshuffle. And then when I did that cut and put that on the bottom, the card on the bottom, which in this case is the Three of Pentacles, would be the heart of the matter card. Often I'll take that card and put it right in the middle and put cards to the left and right of it, making the five cards spread. Although I don't, the five card yes, no that we did on the show. I don't
Yeah,
always do that though, necessarily. Sometimes I'll pull it off the bottom, put it off to the side. I might not even look at it
yeah,
until I do the whole reading and then flip it over and I'm like, aha. It usually answers everything in that one card normally. But it's
yeah.
and it's not about, the way she worded it, the question, Michelle, how do you know intuitively? There's nothing intuitive
Um,
about knowing you have the correct cards. You always have the
yeah.
correct cards. That's the way I look at the way tarot works. Other people
Hmm.
might have a different idea about it, but it's like I tell people, the tarot is never wrong. It's just your interpretation could be wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I talk to my cards, and
Hmm.
of course I've used these decks, some of them for decades, and they know how I work. And I know that they're always going to give me the correct cards that I need for that spread or that reading at the moment for the client or what have you. So I hope that
Exactly.
answers your question, Nicole. Am I able to ask for a message from a passed over loved one on here? Okay, we're not mediums. Sometimes we draw some cards and we might get a message. Michelle, if you feel comfortable doing that. V said, what does Jack Markey, who passed away and just contacted me energetically, cool, want to tell me? So Michelle's going to pull some cards and see if a message comes up. I'm going to zip down here and see. Let's see. Mary Poppins said, can I ask if I have missed any signs from spirit, or am I moving the way they guided me? That is a really cool question. I'll do that one after Michelle does the one for V.
Okay. So the message that I am getting through the cards for you, now I don't know if this is from Jack, but it's through the cards, and I've, did talk to the spirit world, so we'll hopefully this is accurate for you. We've got the Magician with the Two of Pentacles. Okay, I'm gonna save that third card for a minute. So, with the Magician card, you have everything you need at your fingertips. Okay, you are the one in charge of your own power. You are the one that has the ability to manifest everything it is you want to manifest. But we also have the Two of Pentacles. So you're juggling financially something, financially, physically, in the material realm, and you have a choice to make, possibly with an investment, maybe. But what you really need to do, the Emperor card has come up. So you really need to talk to somebody who you know that you feel safe and comfortable with, that can help you with planning maybe for the future. Like I said, starting an investment, maybe looking into buying a house, but there's something with starting a savings or an investment that just keeps popping up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like you have the ability at your fingertips. You just need to talk to somebody about that. And it has to be someone you
Awesome.
trust. Okay.
Awesome.
So
Hope
that's what
that
I
helped
have
you
for
out.
you.
Okay, we got to speed things up and go through this rapidly now because we
Yes.
are at the end of the show. But there's a couple more questions I'm going to try to squeeze in. There's the one that I just mentioned from Mary, and then Ladybug has a question. I also wanted to acknowledge and say hello to Ladybug and Sean. That's the Shawnette, Sean,
Hi,
sitting there,
Shawnette. Hi, Ladybug.
and also Drops of Jupiter.
Hi, Drops.
So if there's enough time, we'll see if we can squeeze in a message from Spirit for Drops.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm going to give you Ladybug's question. Why do I get sick and not feel well? Isn't that the same thing? Anyway, when I'm at work, well, when I used to work for other people and I'd go into work, I didn't feel good either. So Michelle's going to pull some cards and see if there's, I don't know, some energy at play or what comes up in the cards and try to answer that real quick. I'm going to go back to, I'm scrolling back to Mary's question. This is Mary Poppins. Um,
Okay.
have I missed any signs from spirit or am I moving the way they guide it? Okay, so the cards are telling me that yes, you are moving correctly how they want you to. Um, I got 3 out of 5 no cards. So, okay, it's not a strong 4 or 5 no, but it's still leaning no. 3 cards no. That no, you did not miss any signs. It's not, 100%, but it's leaning that way. and you are going in the direction that they want you to go. One of the things is the fire energy, following the Knight of Wands, following your passions, okay? And they want you to become, the entrepreneur, the self-made woman, nine of pentacles, okay? And you're going to get there through creativity and communication. That's that 3 energy from the Empress, all right? And then you end up with another 3 card, celebration. Yes. So that's what I'm getting for you there, Mary Poppins. Hope that helped you out. Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, so for Ladybug, I got the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like you have a lot of um really wild energy at work surrounding you, right? Um and then with the death card, that just re-edifies that you are completely being surrounded by this energy and it is zapping you. The energy at work is like an energy vampire, right? It's sucking all your energy out. What you need to do is take this judgment card and change the name to realization and start having time to bubble up before work. um Ground, shield, ward, protect yourself. Do
Mm-hmm.
some meditation in the morning. At lunchtime, go outside of the building. Don't do it in the bathroom. Go to the car, go, anywhere off the building, out of the building. Do another bubbling up protection meditation, and again at night, because you need to have an aha moment at work instead of an ugh moment. So that's what I have for you.
Awesome. Awesome. And before we get to the last question of the night, just real quickly, I want to let you know what's coming up on the network. We don't have a show on Saturday. We always take the first Saturday of the month off, right? So
Yes.
our next live show, and they're actually going to be live this time instead of pre-recorded.
Yay.
The Angelic View with Maria Moss and Ginger, her co-host, the first and third Sundays. Okay, so they will be here the first Sunday, which is the second. Is it right? The 2nd of March?
Yes.
I believe that's correct. I believe that's correct. And then
Yes, because
our
March
next
is the
show
first.
is going to be the 5th.
Yay.
Yes, Wednesday the 5th, 5 p.m. Pacific time. We don't have a topic for this show, and we got a whole bunch of shows coming up, and some of them are going to have topics, and we're not going to be doing readings on some of these shows. Like tonight, we did both. We did a topic and readings, but there's going to be some shows like last Sunday with Pamela. We had a lot to cover, and we didn't have time to do readings. Okay. So I'm pre-planning, Michelle, a few Wednesday, especially Wednesday ones, and maybe a Saturday or a Sunday Psychic Cafe Live where
Yeah.
we don't have a topic. So
Okay.
that's next Wednesday, which brings us to the following Saturday, right?
Woohoo.
And we know who that is. It's going to be Michelle's Mystic Corner, Saturday, March 8th.
Yes.
You're talking about my favorite topic, numerology, and you're going to be going over the basics basically.
Yes.
It's numerology 101, and I almost put the title numerology 101, but I figured okay, there's going to be some people that don't get it. So I'm going to put numerology the basics.
Right. Yep.
Yes, yes. And what's really cool is uh after your fabulous show on numerology on Saturday, that Sunday the 9th, it's going to be Rune Magic with Pamela
Yay.
Steele.
Oh, I can't wait.
Really, really cool stuff. Yes. And remember, if you're a member, you can always join us every Wednesday on these shows and some of the Sundays and Saturdays that we do show. All the links to the Zoom, Michelle and I are here on Zoom, and the show's being broadcasted, streamed into the YouTube studio and broadcasted over YouTube live, and then it becomes a recorded show after that, right? Well, everybody can join us in the chat. But if you're a member of the guild, which is what, $3.25, half the cost of a Starbucks latte a month right now, you can sign up for 39 bucks. Yes, one of the many, many benefits you get is you get to join us on the Zoom, live on cam. Now you can do audio only if you want. You can even call in rather than linking in. But 99% of us are just going to hit the link and pop in. If you don't want your camera on, turn it off. Just put your mic on. Uh, but just like we're doing this show right now, you guys that are members could be on here and asking questions, even getting readings right here on these shows. Not all the shows, of course. We have people that like the Angelic View with Maria and Ginger. We've got Michelle's Mystic Corner. But when it's a Psychic Cafe live show, you guys can join us for sure. And then, if you're having a good time, want to send us a cup of coffee, here's our tip jar. Buy us a cup of coffee at psychic.cafe/coffee. And I want to remind everybody the love sale is going on. It's the whole month of, I know Valentine's Day is over. I know you're tired of seeing this. I don't want to see the hearts anymore. If Charlotte's watching, she's rolling her eyes. There's 2 days left. 2 days left. Everything is half off. You can get, like I just mentioned, membership for $39. If you don't do anything else, join the guild. So you can join us on these Zooms and get all the other benefits. You can read about them on the guild page. Just go to Psychic Cafe, psychic.cafe, and in the navigation, click on the guild, and it'll explain it all to you. Certifications half price, $69. It's normally $138. Two numerology reports with charts, one for you, one for your significant other, or whoever else you want it to be for. Two for the price of one, 47 bucks. My readings are half price, normally $99.99. It's $49.99 right now. And you can grab my course, normally $299 for $149.50 right now. So join us on Sunday coming up here. And the last question we're going to do is from Drops, who just, pull a message card from Spirit. I got the Page of Pentacles. So Spirit is saying, either you already are really intently studying something, or you should be. and this is what's going on. It ties in perfectly with the card of the day, the Magician. Remember what I said? One of the messages from that card of the day is to build your skills. And you don't have to do it alone. What happened?
I just thought I'd pull a card. I got the books.
Books? Oh my God, that's hilarious. Got the same thing. And this is the other, that was the one card you wanted me to draw, but I can't just pull one card. So I pulled a couple of qualifier cards just to see what would come up, and it was very, very interesting. I got the Two of Cups. It's suggesting it doesn't have to be your significant other or boyfriend, girlfriend, but a close friend, something like that. Do it together. It means you're going to learn it 10 times as fast and have a lot more fun when you're doing it with a friend. And one last clue, nostalgia card shows up. I feel like that could be because I pulled it after the qualifier, qualifying the qualifier, saying that this is somebody, that you've known your whole life or from your past that you could be doing this with. The other possibility of the meaning of this for you there, Drops of Jupiter, could be that the topic you guys are going to study together is from the past, something that made your eyes light up when you were a kid, and then you got away from it, and hey, Spirit saying jump on that, get back into it, bring a friend. One last thing I'll say about that really quick, Michelle, is that it could also mean if you don't have any friends that want to go do it with you, or your spouse or significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, parents, kids, you don't have anybody, go on meetup.com
Yeah.
and look it up. Find a meetup online or a group on Facebook where a lot of people are talking about whatever this is, gardening, golfing, I don't know, you know, macrame. I mean, painting. I don't know what it is, you know.
Yeah. Anything.
But because it was the Pentacles card with that Page of Pentacles, I really feel like it's leaning towards something material, maybe even something that is career or business oriented, you know, that could really help you out. You know, we're coming up on tax season.
Yeah.
You know, maybe go and study that with a friend and start a little bootstrap business together, doing people's taxes for them. There's all kinds of
Yeah.
systems that do it for you now, where it makes it a lot easier to do taxes for people. Yeah.
So true.
So that's it. We're at the end of the show. Let's get out of here.
Woohoo.
Went 10 minutes over, but we started a little bit late tonight, but
My
uh,
fault.
not a biggie. Not a biggie. I wanted to do a short show. So thanks for being here with me, Michelle. Hi,
Thank
Charlotte,
you.
out in the ether there. And
Yeah. Bye, Charlotte.
yeah, bye, Dan. Bye, everybody in chat. We will see you
Bye,
on
guys.
Monday in the chat for the angelic view. Bye, everybody.
Yes. Bye.